Incremental greetings. It's been a while. So now what happens is that Microsoft decided to fully cap the Internet Explorer. That means that we can no longer redirect. We cannot stop the redirecting from my Internet Explorer to Microsoft Edge, basically because they decided to do that with certain update. So this video is outdated. You can no longer do that. There are some obscure things that I actually tried. You can stop this actually if you have the what is called group policies, and I think this depends if you have the home version or the professional version of Windows. You will have this window, but what happened that I was unable to follow the tutorial because I don't have such an option. This Windows, it's 10. In my laptop I have the 11, no lag whatsoever. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. There are some solutions. So I will leave all of those links in the description if you want to check that out, and if you have more lag than I do. But I have some solutions that are good enough. Let's say that they are good enough that for me keeping to try this, it's a waste of time. So I will present you one of the ways you can do it today until SM19 is yet not released. Don't ask me why, I don't ask me when, I don't know. I hope that soon this year will be released. So first, one of the things I noticed is that if you go to any link in Wikipedia, so you go here, I shift+click, and voila, it opens in Internet Explorer. So what happens when you have some links and so on that it still redirects to Microsoft Edge? This is also true when using AutoHotkey. You cannot avoid that. But for whatever reason, when you are within SuperMemo, it opens in Internet Explorer. This is Windows 10. And it is also doing Windows 11, which is usually version I use with SuperMemo. So this works, and now you can just import it. So what you can actually do is to use this dummy. So let's say the main page. Cool. So instead of going to any random page and hopefully the topic will have one hyperlink, what you can do is a silly solution is to have just in your root. That's it. Now in your root you will have one link that you can use as a dummy when you start your session. As simple as that. And then it's, let's say I have my my page here. Pam pam pam. So I just copy, paste the URL, and voila. And then I will import Ctrl+Shift+A and import this this page. Cool. But this is not a solution for everything. Why? Because some websites no longer no longer render the page with Internet Explorer. So you cannot do that. Then, this video was just about the redirection. You just bypassing this redirection by this trick. In case it's not compatible, like YouTube, like for instance, for just YouTube. So if I copy this, it will load. Exactly, you're out of lag. But there are still some shortcuts you can take. So if you just use new node, Ctrl+N, which will use the clipboard, if in the clipboard it's just a title, it's just a URL of the video, it will get the video template and so on. Yes, you will lose the title and some of the metadata, but it's good enough if you want the video. And the same for pages. So if I now I use the page, what's going to happen is that it will copy nothing in this case, or I was expecting the URL, so it's empty. So in this case, what you will need to do is to actually go to the website in a different browser other than Internet Explorer and just copy everything or the selection you want and paste it here. Why it's not pasting? Here you go. So what happens is that you may see things weird. That's because, for instance, this image is being rescaled with CSS and SuperMemo doesn't get that. One of the solutions. Then, next thing you can do, SuperMemo Assistant, the SMA here with import ++ add-on, and it's just Ctrl+Shift It's just adding the Alt in the key binding. So Control-Shift-Alt-A, and now you can open whatever you want from Chrome or Firefox, as long as you have tabs open. And with the other order, if you want, you will need to install the plugins. That's not true in this profile, in this Chrome profile. So you just click and you import. There are some downsides of this plugin as well, but I mean, it's a trade-off, whatever you want. So I know that's not the best solution. What I personally, if you ask me, what I actually do is it's this one. I just shift-click and I leave this window open and then copy and paste. Because now I import very little, so for me that's enough. It doesn't create friction, and something related to this is the importability threshold. So if it's high priority, I will import it. If it can wait, I actually bookmark it in Chrome. That's it. Why? Because the web page doesn't load well in SuperMemo. So it is gibberish. It's hard to read. It creates friction because of the technical limitations of rendering the HTML. And what will happen is that if I import it today, I won't read it until much later, years later, more likely. So that means that I will read it when SM19 will be out already. So let me postpone the import, and that's it. And I save the trouble, I save the friction. And in case that when I go through the bookmarks, one of the web pages it's down for whatever reason, I cannot access to that page anymore. It's not a big deal. Why? Because if that page is bookmarked, that means that it's not important enough for me to feel that loss. Because if it's important that that will be problematic if I lose it, I want to really keep it, I will import it even if it creates friction, because I do care about the content. So if I lose it, okay, it was good to have, but it's not a big deal. So more or less, that's the big picture I wanted to convey. The options you can follow from now on until SuperMemo 19 is released, and that's pretty much it. Feel free to put in the comments if you manage to go through those things, the group policies I managed to stop the redirecting. Even though that's not the solution, because yeah, you will stop the redirect, but it won't load in the Internet Explorer, so you still have an issue. So nothing more to add today, and see you next time.